I'm Cape Joel, and this is Comic Smack, your weekly, daily, all the time, anytime comic show where I give you your fix of everything you need to know from the world of comic books and superheroes. And on today's show, we're taking a closer look at Daredevil, issue number 597. Is Matt Murdock willing to make his own personal deal with the devil in order to keep New York safe? Well, let's hop on in together and find out. So, as we join the comic, Matt Murdock is being sworn in as Mayor Wilson Fisk's deputy mayor. Kingpin hopes that hiring someone who has so vocally been against him in the past will help him win some points with New Yorkers. Everyone who knows Matt, including those in the superhero community who are still not entirely sure about his double life as Daredevil, on the other hand, think Matt has lost his frickin' mind. Now, Wilson Fisk isn't an idiot. He's not going to hire someone who will actively be attempting to undermine him, and so to keep Matt Murdock busy, he decides to bury him under a mountain of paperwork, red tape, and bureaucracy. This is also a pretty good time to mention that a deputy mayor doesn't have near the power you might think they do. For one, if the actual mayor can't perform his duties, the deputy mayor doesn't get promoted. They are essentially nothing more than a figurehead, but as Matt tells Foggy later, with Fisk putting so much pressure on the DA's office, it was only a matter of time before he needed to look for new work anyway. This way, though, our hero can remain in the belly of the beast, with his super ears always open for what Fisk might be planning to do next. But hey, you know, that's the day job taken care of. What about Daredevil's night job? Well, that gets a little bit more complicated. He's still public enemy #1 with the cops, and worse still, Fisk has put a giant bounty out on his head. This means when old Hornhead stops two dudes from knocking over a bodega, he gets a shotgun in his face from the bodega owner looking to claim that sweet, sweet reward money. And the bodega owner would have gotten away with it too if it wasn't for that meddling Frank McGee, the inhuman head of Attilan security, and a guy who's helped out Daredevil once or twice before. Frank manages to save our hero, but unfortunately he comes packing some very unfortunate news, and that is that Muse, the inhuman serial killer that the Royals were keeping captive, well, he's escaped now, and he still has a very violent bone to pick with both Daredevil and his sidekick. And as the comic winds down, we see Muse is going to be a problem for Daredevil much sooner than later. So that was Daredevil, everybody, and overall I thought this was another very solid issue, even if it does spend perhaps too much time setting up this brand new status quo. But hey, if they didn't, I'd be complaining that the rules aren't clear. Daredevil, of course, is a character who has always thrived on shaking up his status quo, and this is another great one. He's not a lawyer anymore, he's a politician, but a politician with a hilarious lack of power to his name. It's also really cool to see Kingpin think outside the box and try and checkmate Matt Murdock at every turn, showing that even though Fisk doesn't know Murdock is Daredevil anymore, he still very much respects him as a worthy adversary. Excited to see Muse come back too. Of all the new characters Charles Soules has created, Muse might be one of the best. By far the creepiest and definitely a great addition to Daredevil's Rogues Gallery. So that's the book, everyone. Overall, I feel comfortable giving this one a 7.5 out of 10. I hope you liked it too, and as always, while you're here, why not check out some of these other videos I've been working on. Then you can follow me on Twitter and Facebook at Cape Joel, so you always know what new videos are coming out next. And hey, if you like what I do and are feeling in a supportive mood, please by all means check out my Patreon page down in the description. Patrons get exclusive access to videos and podcasts before anyone else, and they can do so for as little as $1 a month. And until next time, everyone, this has been Cape Joel. Thank you so much for watching and listening, and I'll see you all again later. Bye-bye.